Okay. Hello, Alex. Thank you again for joining me this morning. Yeah, this is short notice. I actually didn't went jogging with my friend. I kind of messed up a little bit. Anyway, I postponed this. And unfortunately, the situation here in Germany worsens a little bit. Everything is closed now. The lockdown is even harsher than before. And there is a radius, you can only leave for 15 kilometers from your home base and stuff. And now the schools are closed, so I have to teach my child at home and still work full time. This is really stressful, as you can imagine. So yeah, I was really stressed out this last week. And but hopefully I will talk with my bosses and maybe I can, cut my hours a little bit so to better take care of my daughter, because otherwise I would go crazy. Anyway,
When it's going to end these limitations?
nobody really knows. I mean, the numbers at the moment go up and up and up. So I get it, I mean, I understand why the government does it, because, I mean, we did some restrictions and they didn't work well enough. So we're getting restrictor and restrictor, and the numbers are still going up. So, we're getting very restrictive and it's still not working completely. So there is no end in sight at the moment. I hope in a few months it will be better. I mean, we started the vaccination here. So it can only get better. They always say there's light at the end of a tunnel, and there is. I'm not negative. It's just at the moment it's really not so good. So that's why I was very stressed out, and yeah, sorry for that. I also was a little bit shorter with you with our conversations. Anyway, let's talk about some nice stuff, because I noticed a certain someone called Alex Bogo from Second Accident started his own radio show. Can you tell me something about it? Or us?
Second radio.
Second. Now, how did you
Yeah,
anyway, to talk about it? How did you call it?
I didn't just call it. I just called it Second Accident Radio. Yeah,
Really?
it
Okay.
just it
Sorry,
just
I didn't remember.
maybe we will change it later, but for the moment it's like Second Accident Podcast, Second Accident Radio. It's just
Mhm.
simpler for me. I think it's simpler for people, and it also I think makes possibility when someone looking for podcasts, they
Mhm.
found the music. When someone looking for music, they found podcast, and now it may be radio, because this is why I'm not actually getting creative with naming of all the projects.
But I think honestly, it's not a bad thing, because if they find you and I listen to your radio show, and it's very similar, or it's very, it's kind of your thing. We talked about this already. It's your taste of music and your kind of music you're doing. So it's not a bad thing. We find different things. That's what I called with Shellshocked Radio. I have Shellshock Radio Discovery, and now I have Shellshock Radio Talk, and that's fine. People will, because there's a connection, because the artist I play in my radio show, I usually talk to, because I choose. I chose the artists I'm talking to, and it's getting better. I'm for myself, just to say something nice. I'm getting to some higher level artists slowly. This is what I wanted to, because I've write to a lot of artists, as you can imagine, and not everyone even responds. But now I'm getting more responses, and it's nice.
Oh yeah, that's great to hear.
Yeah, we're slowly getting there. This is, maybe let's talk about the whole thing in perspective, because one thing with radio, I realized, or with everything, is be consistent and persistent. I'm still. I can only talk for myself here, of course, but I thought, I start this and people would see how cool this is, the Shellshocked radio talk, and that people would flock to it. And now it's very sombering and very, down to earthing. But people don't subscribe to my channel in droves, and I'm not, you know, surpassed even 200 subscribers at the moment for my YouTube channel. And but I'm actually fine with it. And also on Instagram, in the past I was like, oh, I got two new subscribers, and now I lost two and stuff. I decided consciously. I don't know. You want to use this as your podcast as well, so I beep it. I don't care anymore. I will do my stuff. I will do. I will be consistent. I will do what I like, and talk with the people I like, and make the music I like, and play the music I like, and not care about what might be market friendly, or kind of doing things. I mean, I have to say still, thank you. You made this little short video clip, so this helped. And I intended actually to make a campaign, and put throw some advertising money. And then I realized, I'm doing advertisement to that other people will find the bands I like, and want them to discover. So I'm kind of like, I'm maybe the wrong guy to advertise other people's work. So that's why I stopped it and didn't do it. I mean, I put it on my channel, of course, and thank you very much for it. And I might do, once I'm rich, I might throw some money at it. But yeah, I decided, to stay calm and let things happen, be consistent, do my stuff, do my radio show, do my talks, and just enjoy what I'm doing while I'm doing it, and not to overthink it, and run after, some algorithms, and feed them. And, Google changes its algorithms anyway all the time. So who cares? I'm doing the best I can do with my little limitations, and them. I don't know anything, so compared with you, but that's fine. I'm doing quite well. I'm doing okay. So
I
anyway,
think you're doing good, as I see your numbers and numbers of your channel.
yeah,
They growing. At
yeah,
least they go up anyway.
yeah,
It's like,
that's true. The trajectory is right, but it will take much longer, as I thought, because I really was kind of blue-eyed, we say in German. I was like, I put things out and people would wow, 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 wow. But like we said in the music and advertisement, nobody is waiting for me to do something. It's nice that I get some traction, and this helps me to get greater I mean, bigger, let's say, because I like also the small artists. They're really cool people, So, but I get bigger names. Let's put it this way, and this helps. And this, but yeah, the trajectory is slowly getting up, and I really like that. But anyway, sorry, I talked so much, and we wanted to talk about. I would, personally like to know. So what was your why starting a radio show? Because yeah, I mean, you could have started a playlist, or I mean, you have playlists. I'm sorry, you already started this. So what made you to start a radio show now?
yeah, that's actually a little bit deeper question that it might seem, because mm, it's quite. Mm, it's not that you know uh, obvious result. This little radio show, as you remember, we made this demo version of my show in last year, I believe. Yeah,
Yeah, they're like
for
two years
Dark
ago.
Tunnel.
2 years ago, I think almost. Or was it last? No, it was last year. You're right. You're right. Man,
Yeah, it just
it seems so far away, but yeah.
yeah. So this it was first time when I just had this experience to introduce artists to do this the whole episode with music to share with people not something I created but something that I respect, something that touched me, and it was interesting, nice feeling.
Mm-hmm.
But we had this problem with time. I didn't have time to actually be consistent with this stuff, which is why I just kind of didn't start it. Like, yeah, we made this demo, and
Mm-hmm.
then I like switched to other stuff to
Mm-hmm.
do. Um, but I always have had it in mind. Like, I will come back to it when I will have more time, and not only time. I think when we do something, or we try to add to our life something new, we need to have these little questions like what it give to me, what it give to people, and how many time it takes, and what else can be done for this amount of time and efforts. Like, if all these questions getting answers that you are okay with, like, I don't know, we always have stuff to do, right?
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
It's like
I know. I always have something to do.
yeah, people has millions ideas, but the reality is we have to pick something.
Mm-hmm.
We can't just do everything.
Yep.
Like I like also video editing, but it's just kills all the time. So which is why I can't just do it even if I like it. I always prefer to get into music project and create some new soundtrack instead of making a video.
Mm-hmm.
Like, but I always was thinking 10 years straight, I guess, short film, to create short film or series of short films. But I just calculating time, and I can't afford myself. Maybe
Mm-hmm.
when music will kind of be more on its own, like work without me, and something like this, maybe, like, when it will require less attention from my side,
Mm-hmm.
maybe
Yeah,
I
but but
will
but but
come
it's
back
kind
to it.
of isn't it's your decision how much attention you give your music. I mean, what do you mean by working by yourself? You mean that you put out so much music that you will be found easier, or I mean, what I mean is, it's your decision what you do with your time. You know, you can either make new music, or you can make a radio show, or you can work on your video. So I mean, this is more like a personal question. Why? I mean, it's your decision. It's up to you what you do. So, but what's your threshold when you decide to do something else? You know what I mean? What's your bar
Yeah,
you
yeah,
want to reach?
yeah. So I do music like since 2K9,
Mm,
maybe 2K8. I don't really remember, and it started with this little hip hop shop where I worked, and these guys gave me these tools to do it, and officially I started as Second Accident only in 2K18, I guess.
mm-hmm,
It's like I deleted everything. And I knew one thing, that when you add something in your life, you need to kind of not to expect that it will work itself by itself, like straight from the beginning. It's always some kind of, you know, curve of effectiveness, I guess.
mm-hmm,
Like, at the beginning, everything that you do is full time job, no matter what.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, but the more experience you earn, the
Yeah, okay.
less time
I
it
get it. I get it.
consumes.
Yeah, because in the beginning, everything needs your full attention because you don't know anything and you have to learn a lot. But once you are
You
more
work slow, yeah.
exactly, you're very slow and you need to check. Oh, this is here, and what does this button do? And this, okay, okay. And when you know things better, when you can switch. I get your point. When you can switch between projects easier because oh, I want to do some music, and then you do something here, and then you switch back to something else because you know exactly what you're doing. Um, okay, so this comes with knowledge and with experience.
Yeah, it's actually comes also with, as you said, with experience, but it also work like you do a lot of stuff at the beginning, but with time you will have a better understanding what works better, what don't works at all on, or what even harms your projects.
Hmm.
Because I remember in 2K18 when I started, I had I my phone woke me up every 4 hours. Once a 4 hours, I went to this playlist submission stuff,
Mm.
and now it's like much less time that I spend on music marketing. Is It's actually all about music marketing,
Hmm.
because creating of music is already quite process that don't take that much time.
Hmm. Mm.
So as soon as this amount of time that I spent while promoting music, my own music, um, I switched to radio station, mm, because I had interesting experience on building some kind of advertisement, but not advertisement platforms in 2K18 or 19, where I made this website and musicians came there, kind of followed each other. You probably haven't seen this. I'm not sure.
No,
Uh,
I don't know.
it was it was it was some kind of idea where artists could listen each other, but it
You
is
have told me about it.
too
Hmm.
it was too, it required too much explanation how it works.
Hmm.
It's like, mm, I made it too difficult.
Hmm.
So I started to do some different things, like to get the same result. Mm, And at the moment, I see that the best thing to do uh, to get the same results is actually to make this radio. And this is how I started this.
Hmm.
Like, mm, I want to people to share. I try to share it via playlists, but yeah, playlists, in my opinion, they have bad reputation these days.
Hmm.
Like, people not really trust playlists. They think you gonna just they think you just, I don't know what they think. They just don't trust playlists. Um, and I found myself, I also don't really trust playlists. I looking for music on my own. But what I really like is radio, and I listen it a lot. Digital imported, Mixcloud mixes, Shellshocked radio, and you know Thomas Redman, the guy from Germany, also has a Twitch with his DJ sets. The thing is, I found myself like, I really like the radio experience,
Hmm.
and this is one of my rules. If you want
Hmm.
to do it, like, ask yourself if you use it as well.
Hmm. Yeah,
Uh,
that's you have a good point here, because what I see with a playlist, I mean, first of all, playlist. I don't like static playlists, because static playlists you can hear once or maybe twice, and then you have heard everything, so it's kind of boring, because yeah, nothing changes there. You know what to expect, so that's why I keep my playlist daily curated. I change things. I mean, I throw out old songs and put in new songs. So but yeah, the problem with playlists is what I see, besides the bad reputation, is you can skip songs. What I really like with radio is you are forced to listen to the whole song, because you usually don't know when it will end and when the new song will start, and so in a way, this is old fashioned. This is like people used to listen to music. We just not listen to it 2 seconds there and 3 seconds there and then skip. This was not possible I mean, it was always possible. You could forward a tape, or you could take the needle from the record player and put it on a different groove, whatever. So, but people would usually not do it. If you sit down to listen to music and to radio, you have to kind of sit down a little bit. I mean, I dance sometimes in my radio show, but
yeah, I know.
uh, yeah. So I mean, it's an old-fashioned experience, and I think so. My feeling is, I mean, radio is still around, even with all these millions of new things that you can do. And I think it will stay, because radio is old fashioned, and also, our talk, or the podcast came up. This is just radio, where you don't even see the people, like in radio, and you just listen to conversations, and you just listen to things, and people like that, because it's not so sometimes. Okay, I'm going from one thing to the next thing, but our world seems so, yeah, instant gratification. You can have everything right now, and if you don't like it, skip and do this, and sometimes it's okay to listen to things that you don't agree with, and even listen to music you don't like right away, because you might find something new. I mean, it forces you to kind of step out of your bubble, and to push your boundaries a little bit. My show, it's I think maybe like 70% of my show is not your kind of music, but you might find something new, because I know your taste. We are not different. Yeah, we have not very much overlapping things. Because I'm more in the heavy stuff, but some of your music really fits well into my show, um, because it's a mixed bag. Anyway, what I really like with radio is that you cannot skip things. I mean, you have to listen to the whole thing, and that's a positive thing, that you are forced to sit down and to. Oh man, I don't like this song, but when is it over? And then, oh, well, so it's not so bad. I mean, you kind of open your mind a little bit, because you're not staying in your bubble. You get forced to have a little bit of a different. I don't want to oversell it, but I think it's important that you talk with people who are not of your opinion, so that you, in a way, the more you talk with people who are not agreeing with you, the better your arguments need to be, or become, because you kind of, there's this conversation struggle with that you don't agree with people, and then you have to explain why you are, you have to explain better why you like this or you like that, and whatever, So it's good to get kicked out of your bubble. That's basically the whole thing I put in so many words.
Yeah, I get what you're speaking about, and I think there is one more interesting effect that actually I can't even describe, but I will try.
Mm-hmm.
It's some kind when you listen the whole episodes, like Shellshocked Radio or stuff like that. I don't know about other people, but I have a feeling like something big happening. Like when I turn on the song, I have this feeling that I can switch it, turn it off, and stuff like that. But when I turn on some episode, it may be even episode without, voice. Like the next up is great work by another musician,
Mm-hmm.
blah blah blah. But also mixes like. When I listen to them, I have a feeling like someone with me right now, that I'm not alone. I don't
Mm-hmm.
know how to tell it. Maybe it's because in my childhood I used to listen a lot of radio shows, and I always felt this company of people that on the different side in front of microphones.
Mm-hmm.
Uh, so have you got something like this?
I'm listening to a lot of radio still today, uh, but I think I get a little bit what you mean, but I cannot really say that I had this. It's more like, eh, like some people watch TV soaps or something because it's kind of like a substitution for a family, for some friends, because you're gonna see what happens there, and you're kind of with them. That's why people watch TV series and stuff, because they connect with the characters. And so it's a little bit for me with a radio, that you get to know the presenter and the person, and with the music you get to know him better, even without words, because it's music. I mean, there's words in the music most likely, but um, that's a that's a very in a way it's a very personal thing without talking. I don't know how to describe it. So I get a sense of what you mean, but I also cannot really put it in words. It's like another art form. I don't want to oversell it. I'm a radio DJ, but I don't see. I'm always amazed when people go, "Oh, he's a DJ," and I'm a I accept it to tell us, but all I'm doing is like, okay, here, listen, I like this song. I found this song and I really like it. Do you like it as well? And you know, I mean, sometimes I chat with people because I put it also on YouTube. While I stream it there while I'll play the radio show. But usually you don't get something back. This is the strange thing with radio. You put your things out in a void. Now we are talking. I'm seeing your, that's something else. It's a conversation. But with radio, you put it out there and just say, oh, the next song I really like, and because it's so, and they are from blah, 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 and stuff, and you hope that people. But yeah, you're putting things out there in a void, and I learned that you know, like with a show on stage, when you present your music, you have to like what you're doing, and then hopefully other people will like it too, and they will also notice if you are authentic or not. If I play a song and like, oh, the next song is from da da, and it's so great, and then we kind of in your voice, even if you sell it, they will see, okay, he didn't really mean that. That's not a great song. Da, da, da.
Mm.
And yeah, I don't know. I think there's a connection or a relationship you form with the listeners. I mean, I don't get so much feedback from my radio show that I really could say that confidently, but I hope, because I'm doing this now for, I mean, for no wait, for a year and a half or something. We're at episode 70 right now, I think. So yeah, I've I like radio is something special. You know, it's not. Um, I have no words for it, unfortunately, and you know I'm a big talker, but yeah, it's I like it. I like radio, and for me, it's also the opportunity to you know I think this is I'm such so blessed that I can play the music I like, and nobody has a say in it but me, you know, and if it's actually fascinating that people say, "Oh yeah, I like this too," and it's cool. But you know, it wouldn't change if they say, "Oh, I hate this," because I would still play it. You know, it's still it's so cool. It's my show, and I can play whatever I want, and the only limitation is me. You know, sometimes, of course, you know, I there's a friend, and you know, I play some songs, you know, from friends and stuff, or people. I but I mean, no, but this is because I play songs from people I like and the music I like. It's it's a big blessing, you know, that I found this. Oh, see, I wanted to kind of uh, reiterate why this with Radio Dark Tunnel didn't work, because the problem was, you know, they want you to present the stuff live. You know, you could have presented there, but your problem is that you don't have a fixed schedule, and you don't know when you can do it. You know, like we want that you do a show every week, and at the same time, and you know, and this is not working for you at the moment. That's why I didn't. I just wanted to say that. You know, I mean, it's you see, I changed from my Friday spot to now I have my show on Tuesday because I also need to see when I can do it best in my work life balance and stuff. You know, it's a hobby for me as well. So I get it that it's not so easy to stick to a certain schedule, you know, especially with you being, you know, traveling around and being there and having different clients at different times, I guess. So yeah, that's why it's not working. I just wanted to say that, you know, because
Yeah, now I remember we had this video call, right? And
yeah,
I was hoping that I will be able to work on pre-recorded, like I do now
hmm
with Mixcloud and my second accident radio. Uh, but they wanted live.
hmm
Right. I forgot
hmm
about it.
yeah, and
And
that's why it
live
didn't
is
work out.
still not something that. Yeah, I'm still not ready for live. You know, it's kinda. It might take some time before I will be able to.
hmm Yeah, I mean it was the reason why I put it now on Tuesday, because I, you know, with a pandemic there's not much going on, so I mean I can make a live show every day basically, because I mean, besides now that schools are closed and I have to you know, take care of different things, but you know, once the pandemic is over, I want to, you know, I will also travel a little bit, and so then will have to see. I mean, it's not the end of the world if I miss a week or so, and tell people before that, you know, I will be on vacation or something. But it's not always easy to, you know, to be persistent and on time, and I don't know how to do it because I schedule my shows, you know, like weeks in advance. So what if I get sick or something when, you know, I told some artists I'm going to play your song on this day, and then they tell their fan base and then I'm not there. So maybe I can pre-record something, but if I get sick, I usually don't plan on getting sick, you know. So it's a commitment. Anyway, we wanted to talk about. I mean, we're talking about radio, so that's fine. So
Yes.
uh, I I see benefits in both. You know, with the pre-recorded things, it's cool because you can, in a way, you know exactly how much music you get into one show. You know, because with live shows, you know, sometimes I talk a little bit more, sometimes I talk a little bit less. mostly I'm overdrawing my time, but that's okay because my radio boss, he knows that I'm a talker, and usually I think the longest I have 1 hour per week, and the longest I took longer was like 20 minutes, so 1 hour and 20 minutes. But it happened to me once that I didn't had enough scheduled for one show, so I pulled out a song from the next show and played it in the previous show. So, but it only happened once, and I think you know me, I'm a big talker. It will rarely happen because I mean that's the benefit of having a pre-recorded show, because you know exactly, you can fill the hour exactly right. When you have a live show, you kind of have I how I do it is like, I put like in at least 10 minutes for talking and 50 minutes for music. But the ratio is, when I have a not so good day and I just say, okay, the next song is from da 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 and da da da, then I need only like 5 minutes of talking, and and when there's a little gap at the end. So, but usually, like I said, I overdraw my time, and that's fine because my radio boss scheduled everything. I have like half an hour at least of free time behind my show, so I can overdraw a lot. Um, yeah, yeah. Life
I
is.
like big portion. I like big portion of chat.
Mhm,
Some radio episodes, like I said, works like without words at all, like
mhm,
music, music, music. It's okay, but I don't mind if someone have something to say, like uh, at least the reason why he shares some
mhm,
particular stuff with me. Why should I hear that? I think
mhm,
it's a big part of all this radio stuff, which is why I also like to say something.
mhm,
I could to put it out like without words, but I just don't works for me because it's kind of core of this stuff. Like I have to share why exactly what,
mhm, mhm,
or what to pay attention to, and I also like listen to this stuff when they mm, turn on these episodes, and yeah, it's quite interesting to hear what they think about it while they share it. Like I said, mm, so I don't see the bad side about chatting. Even if it's too much, for
mhm,
no, not too much. If it's a lot of talking, I think it's a good thing to have. It just requires a little bit of, I don't know, good phasing. Like
mhm,
speak more about between 7 minutes works, not
mhm,
between 2 minutes works. I don't know, something
mhm,
like this.
mhm.
But it's actually very engaging, in my opinion.
Yeah, and what I also like is, I don't know. I mean, you're doing electronic music, right? So I'm not sure if you. I think you never really plan to play it live. Your music, to play it somewhere live. It's just studio music in a way. What I mean? Because where I wanted
Yeah,
to where I wanted to lead to is, um, a live radio show is a little bit. It's a live show. It's, you never know how you will react. So I always a little bit, the last minutes when I'm like checking. Now I'm going live, and when my heart is bumping faster, and I'm like, oh, how what do I never. I mean, I prepare, of course. I know the songs I'm gonna play, but I never really know where it will go. One show I did. Oh, now the next one is from Australia, the next artist, and then now we go back to Europe, and we go to Russia, and now we go to France, and kind of we made a world tour with the music, but I didn't plan on that. This just happened. Oh, he's from Norway, and he's from there, and then I said, oh, and now we go back to Germany, and da da da, and with the next artist. So I like that because it's a really free format. and I never know what will happen. And as you know, I'm an artist as well, and I'm preparing for live shows once this pandemic is finally over again. Not again, but finally over, so I can go live again. That's what I mean. And so this also will help me to you know to be better live, because it's a practice also, you know, that I'm talking with people, I react, and I'm forming my stage persona in a way, you know. But it's a rehearsal, it's an exercise, and that's good as well. I mean, for me, I see it.
Yeah, it's actually was harder, much harder to, pronounce even names of musicians because
I know,
um,
I know.
when I when I started work, when we recorded this demo,
Hmm.
or when I started the first episode of my this radio. It was simple because I knew who these people are, because I listened to them for years and years.
Hmm.
But second accident or second second episode um, was quite harder for me. This is hardest one so far because I went to territory of more independent
Hmm.
works,
Hmm.
and
And we have sometimes very strange
these
names.
namings,
Yeah.
yeah, I got to not really strange, it's some kind of language barrier,
Hmm.
the way I feel it, like he's from guy from India,
Hmm.
and I have to pronounce all this stuff. I don't even know how to translate it, this is something that I had to deal with. uh, that was harder, yeah.
Hmm. Hmm. No, I know, and this is you know, I recently talked about it in one of my monologues I'm doing now too. Um, that you know, I schedule my shows like a month in advance. So I have to, you know, before I start a new show, I go through the songs I picked a month ago. I mean, before we do the live show, and then I'm also kind of okay. This name, how do I say it? And you know, and what I'm doing usually then is kind of I spell it out, because I could be wrong, you know, in saying it. I saying it my way, and then I say, okay, I think this is the English way, and then this is the German way, and here is the spelling. So I hopefully get it right. And also the good thing is. I mean, I put it also. It's on my website. You can read what I played. So if you're really interested, go there. And it's also in the YouTube comment, no, not in the comment, in the description
Description.
section. So
Mhm.
you know, people can find it. And I'm not sure. Was there a playlist in your Mixcloud episode? I don't remember. I listened to the show, but I was did you put all the songs in the description or so?
I wanted to do it later, but what it's done, it's automatically recognized some
Okay,
music
okay,
and
okay.
fill
That's
it
good.
without my, yeah,
Without you doing, so it's even better. Less to do.
yeah,
The
something like this.
wonders
I
of
think they kind
technology.
of registered.
Hmm.
The bigger one has been recognized. I
Hmm.
think it's not accident. It's something like uh, I think they did something
Hmm.
to make it happen, like
Hmm.
registered somewhere. I don't
Hmm.
know.
Hmm. You know, that's one of the reasons why in the beginning, I played, you know, some songs from big bands, you know, where I really, where they didn't ask me to play them, you know, like Paradise Lost and Deepish Mode and something. But I refrain from this now, and you know why? because YouTube blocks the episodes. And if I play more independent artists, they don't have such a big cloud. They don't do copyright claims so often. There's still some shows where I get copyright claimed, and then they get taken off from YouTube. But my goal is kind of to let the shows out there, and so I'm deliberately not putting in big names. And I'm still playing the music I like, and the artists are not small. Some of them are quite big, but and but I try not to get blocked by YouTube.
Yeah, this is why I actually don't go further, with episodes.
Hmm.
Like I wanted to have it on YouTube as well because a lot of people on YouTube,
Hmm.
and maybe I actually I am listening some episodes on YouTube. It's like visualizer with this sound
Hmm.
thing jumping uh, while I training or cooking or I don't know,
Hmm.
a lot of stuff. But I don't do it because I have a big names at the moment
Hmm.
or something like this, which is why I stay low,
Hmm. Hmm.
fly low
Yeah, and it's
like
not
this.
also, and you, like you said, you're also getting some experience, and um, what you could also do. Ah, anyway, maybe not. That's the. I think it would not be as interesting if you film yourself while you're doing your recording for the show, because it's not. People would know that it's not really live. It's still a difference, because if my radio show is streamed, it's live and it's captured, and I don't know what happens. And it's surprising for me as well. But when you record it, when you pre-record your show, it's a little bit more static or so, or you can edit things in your video as well, or in the show. So it's not. It could be still interesting. I mean, that's what a movie is. It's kind of preset things, and so maybe you could try this as well, and then put it out on YouTube if you don't have the big names in there in the show, because otherwise you get a copyright claim, and the video is blocked.
I will play a little bit with consistency,
Hmm.
work on consistency. When I get there, I will play a little bit more aggressive. Let's put it that way.
Hmm.
I will try something new. At the moment, I need to just deal with pronouncing musicians, and actually, actually, biggest problem for me at the moment is to find music. I
Hmm.
had so much music, and now when I started these episodes, it's like disappeared. Like
Hmm.
you have a lot to say about some particular topic, but when you go some, let's say, live, you just all thoughts disappear. Same with music. I have a lot of music, but for some reason when it comes to show, it's harder to
Hmm.
make a mix with all this stuff. uh, I think part of problem is solved because I have playlists and people send stuff daily,
Hmm.
but there is not that much people to make me able to record the episode only on these people,
Hmm.
because we have percentage that just don't fit
Hmm.
to mood or genre. Usually people don't really uh, read what's your
Yeah,
playlist about, and you
I mean, we can talk about this, and I can clearly. This is some so. That's okay. Let's talk about it anyway. It's really annoying, and you will see this once you get a little bit more traction, and people will find, oh, you're doing a radio show and whatever. Then or you have a playlist. They send you stuff, as you said, left or right, but just yesterday, I got a person on Instagram wrote to me. So, what kind of music you are looking for your playlist? And just wrote back, if you read how the playlist is called, you would know. So they didn't even bother. I mean, they just saw, oh, here's a playlist. Woof, that's everything I need to know. And the playlist, I need to check myself how it's called. My playlist is called, and then you tell me if you can imagine what I would look for. My playlist is called Gothic Rock / Dark Wave / Dark Pop / Industrial Metal. So, do you have a slight guess what I would put into this playlist? Just,
Yeah,
just on the top
I
of your
think you
head.
need some kind of jazz.
Jazz, yeah, exactly. It's gent progressive ska reggae music. That's what I put in there. So and I could clearly, but by just this question, you could clearly see we didn't even check the playlist because it's really obvious. And for the people out there, if you want to get on my good side or on your good side, read at least a little bit. Read at least, read the headline of the playlist. And, there's even more text because I put in the description of a playlist, I put, if you think you belong here, please please contact me. And, I don't mind it, but I get, this is so annoying. And then I don't. I was nice to her. It was a she, and said, okay, did you read the playlist? And smiley face and stuff, and said, okay. And then I even looked through her music, and I could see not really fitting, but I'm more liberal with my radio show. I'm a little bit more strict for my playlist because I want a certain mood in there. With my radio show,
Different experiences. Right?
exactly. It's a little bit darker, more aggressive, and my radio show is a little bit more mixed bag. And I said, okay, if you send me this song, I would play it in one of my next shows. But honestly, I'm on Submit Hub, and I paused now for 2 weeks because I have too much stuff. I could make just from the things I have 2 or 3 more radio shows right now, and so I don't need more. I still like, that I get things and it's interesting and, getting in touch with people and whatever. But I have now the luxury problem. I need to kind of cut off my accounts for a while because I need to, because I also realized it's a little bit not good. I mean, you don't have this problem yet, to schedule
I don't.
too much radio shows in the future. First of all, like I said before, I could get sick. I could go, not right now, on vacation or whatever. I could not be there. And and the other thing is, if I tell people, okay, I scheduled your show, in 4 months is your radio show. They kind of, it happened to me before, that I did this. And hey, are you crazy? This is a new release. I want to have attention to it now and not in 4 months. So
They say like that.
yeah, they didn't. They said it a little bit nicer, but I had this conversation before. So that's why I try to be at the most a month ahead, because this is still fine. People cannot complain that I plan ahead and they can make promotions or, tell their fans on Instagram and Facebook or wherever that there is a show coming up and whatever. But yeah, I need to purposely retract myself because I get too much songs, and I want to give them justice. So I'm at the moment I'm paused on Submit Hub for at least another week or 9 days or something, because I get too much good songs. That's not bullshit anymore. I get good songs I really want to play, so that's why I stop now, because it's now an avalanche of stuff. I talked with my radio boss. I could do 2 hours or I could do 2 shows or whatever, but I don't want to do that because I think I mean, this is my perspective, and I mean, you're just starting out. I don't want to repeat myself, you know. I could do another show on Thursday, with the mixed bag show I have, Shellshocked Radio Discovery. But I don't want to. I only would do a new show if I have a new concept, you know, because the mixed bag thing I already have, and and I have not a new concept, so that's why I don't only. I stick to the show I have. I just need to, if I have ideas for new shows, but it's more like podcast stuff. You know what I'm doing already. I would like maybe do a show with artists. You know, we could think about it, where we dissect how a song is built, or how do you put the music in there, and how do you record it, and this could be interesting, but this is not the radio, Radio Dark Tunnel, where I have my show. They want music, and for them they don't want it talking too much. So this might be another podcast thing or whatever. But at the moment, I have more than enough to do with my schedule. So I'm not really looking for a new show or a new thing to do. But anyway, I just wanted to explain. I'm in the lucky position that I get way too much music now, and good music, not any bullshit music anymore. I mean, it's still there sometimes, but very rarely now. Because I blocked like 500 artists or something, or a lot. Because if you give me bullshit and don't even read what my playlist is about, then why should I talk with you? If you don't have the 2 seconds, or let's say 2 minutes, to read what I'm about, and I'm very open, and I'm usually a friendly guy, but it goes both ways. If you don't give me the honor to at least read what I like, then you don't need to ask me what I like, Or most people don't even bother about that. They kind of, here's my new songs. Can you tell me if you fit in your playlist? So I have to listen to stuff. In the beginning, I did this, and it was kind of whatever, jazz or so. I mean, not bad songs, but we don't fit there, and this means they even they didn't bother to check what I'm looking for. Anyway, sorry, this was a long rant. Back to you.
The side that I concerned about with this not matching genres playlists is these seconds that people don't spend to get to know what you're looking for. Becomes minutes for you, and this minutes becomes an hours for you. And when it's
true.
Comes to with my volume, with my amount of music that I get received from artists, it's like I already kind of have to ignore it, because I just can't imagine how much time it may require for you if you will start to check it out, like even for 15 seconds. It's already so much, because I don't know how much. I think it's about 100 songs a day or something like this for you in your case.
No, not so many. I mean, when I would really I would give up. I could like 10 to 20 per week. This is more realistic. So 100. I mean, if you count it, this is just outside of SubmitHub. Once I put on SubmitHub, then there is much more. But if people finding me and sending me stuff, this is like 10 to 20 per week, and that's fine. That's still manageable, but and I like kind of different kinds of music and whatever. So it's fine, and but Anyway, this was just yesterday. That's why I brought it up. So she didn't even read. I mean, she wanted on my playlist, but she didn't even check the playlist. She just didn't know I had a playlist, and that's all. You know, she found me. There's a I'm on another service where you usually, when we don't have a pandemic, can find live gigs and stuff. It's Backstage Pro. Here, I don't know if it's international, but I think it's more German. Anyway, and I posted where once, I mean, this is like a year ago, that I have a playlist, and and if you think you're fitting on it, please submit. And she didn't even bother to check it. And this is an absolutely no. It's kind of like when I do my video talks, with the artists I want to talk to. Okay, I have to find. On one way, I don't want to know too much about the artist, because I want to find out in the talk, what he or she is about, and kind of find, be really interested and surprised by what happens. But also, I prepare a little bit because, I want to, first of all, I know that I like at least one song of his artist, and know a little bit more. And because I did it now a couple of, I have like 70 talks already or something with artists. And so I'm a little bit more prepared, because some artists don't turn out to be such good talkers. And then you need to kind of have some questions ready, even if I deliberately don't call it an interview. I need to have a conversation, and the conversation keeps only going if the other person says something. So I need to kind of prod them a little bit and talk with them about things where we can talk about. And so I need to be a little bit prepared. What I usually do, I have like 3 or 4 questions or topics written before I start a conversation. In best case scenario, I don't need them at all. In worst case scenario, I'm going through them, and then I'm soon done. Yeah, you can clearly. I don't want to talk bad about people. I had on my show, because I'm very grateful for that. But you get an indication if I'm grasping or if a conversation is really going. I mean, it's easy. Sometimes it's really easy. It's just like starting and we have 2 hours, or sometimes it's like a little bit tougher. but it's my who am I to complain? I do it on my free will. It's on my free. Nobody forces me to do that, and so if I go through this experience, it's all my own fault.
Yeah, and I think it's a quite good experience as well. Like, if you can do, I just don't know. If you can have a conversation with someone who can't conversation with anyone, it's always a good thing to be able to do.
Hmm.
Does that make sense?
Yeah, no. What I really like is, for me, I never really know what I'm getting. Sometimes I get a whole band talking with 6 people, or sometimes I get a very introverted person, and where I have to fight for every word he or she says, and this is also what I really like on the whole thing is it keeps my brain very agile, because I don't know this person before I reach me out, and set up a call, a date and time and whatever, but I don't know where the conversation will go, and I don't know the person, and then I have to react in the moment, and very often, most of the people I pick, it really works, and it's a wonderful conversation, and it's really, it gets somewhere. Sometimes I have to do some magic, what I realized is, usually I have to talk at least for half an hour to kind of warm them up a little bit, that we see that I mean it honestly and that I'm friendly and I don't try to trick them and saying something stupid or something. And once when we really get into the in whatever we want to talk and a real conversation starts, and I really like that. So that's why I go at least for an hour. Um, Sometimes up to 2 hours, but yeah, like 1 hour is enough for me. Anyway, this
Yeah, I
is
think 1 hour is enough
yeah, and I
for
learned
covering some
exactly,
topic.
and I learned and I learned a lot doing that, and I'm getting better and better at it. So even I don't want to toot my own horn, but you get the experience and you know how to talk with people, and that's a good thing. Once the pandemic is over, I want to go out with my band and play and do things, and when I will have to talk with a lot of people, and it's good that I talk with so many different people because it is experience, and I
Yeah,
learn
useful
how
experience.
exactly, and this is never for nothing. It's because all our life we will be surrounded by people, and not everyone will like us. So it's good to know how to get people to like you, at least for the moment. It doesn't mean they don't have to love me or whatever, but at the I can kind of make them. It's good to know how to make keep people comfortable talking with you, and this is kind of my exercising I'm doing here, and I like it, and I, sometimes I'm really like, oh man, because that's the other funny thing. The artists sometimes have really, I like this industrial metal thing, and we have like this manly, dark appearance, and we look very bad, and and when they are really nice people, and we sing about bathing in the blood of your child, and killing everyone, and Holocaust and whatever we're talking about, and then you're like, oh yeah, hey, da, da, da. I really like that. But sometimes you have some more creepy stuff, but it's also cool, and you have to deal with it. Yeah. Anyway, sorry. Uh, to be honest, I haven't had breakfast, so if you have some closing thoughts, I wouldn't mind to stop soon.
Oh, yeah, I see.
Sorry for
Closing
that.
thoughts. Yeah, today we actually didn't cover some particular stuff. Like we just had a conversation.
Yeah, but that's
Uh,
fine as well. I mean, I think we had a nice conversation, and I wrote. I mean, it's we still have some interesting things to say. Like check the radio station or the radio DJ and the playlist curator before you submit something.
yeah, I think we had a great conversation. I think we should do something like this more often.
Yeah, that's true.
I little I found myself a little bit uh lost today because I usually uh got used to speak about something particular, but to have a some just conversation,
Hmm.
that don't have some particular mm, goal point. I don't know. It's make me a little bit confused. I don't know how it will look in the episode,
Mm.
but yeah, I'm not the strongest guy with such kind of conversations, but I
Mm.
like it.
Yeah, see,
Um,
see, see.
so
Usually it takes me half an hour to warm up persons. For you, it takes me 3 4 1 hour episodes to warm you up to have a normal conversation. You're a hard nut to crack.
what?
You are a hard nut to crack.
Oh, I see. So the closing so thought is will be I will see. I tried to I was thinking that it will be once a week. At the moment it seems to be once a week episodes. But will I be able to do actually once a week? I don't know. Um they also have not, scheduling feature.
Mm-hmm.
So
That's cool.
I have to like do it manually. If I want it to appear at Friday at evening, I don't
Mm-hmm.
know. I don't even know about Fridays. I don't know what particular day to pick. I have to upload it in this particular moment.
Mm-hmm.
Like with music, you can decide when it will appear in
Mm-hmm.
stores and stuff like that. But here, it's kind of make things a little bit more difficult as I balancing
It kind of,
between
I mean, you don't have to have a a live show, but you need to be live there when you trigger it, basically. So this is how
when
I
you
understand it.
trigger it.
When you trigger the upload or
And
when you trigger it, that will appear.
yeah, and the thing is, when it appear, it's not just uploading it go away.
Hmm.
It's like you have to do the social post about it. I don't know,
Hmm.
to make no, some people know about it, something like this, and I don't know. I will try. I'm
Hmm.
not experienced at this at the moment. I will find the ways. Experience is fun. People send music. Have no reasons to not do it. I don't know. Maybe even try some Twitch later.
Hmm.
We will see. So it was great conversation. Have you got some closing thoughts? Except
Um,
for Czech headlines.
yeah, sorry. I would have almost said it again, but yeah, please do that. Yeah, no, I mean, just stay safe and stay healthy. Soon this will hopefully lie behind us. Yeah, and also think we should do this more often. But yeah, this was now a little bit my fault. But yeah, maybe at least once a month we should have a talk, and then we can see where we touch base and see where we land. Okay, so
Yeah.
thank you for your time. Yeah,
Thank you too.
all the best.